Why don't you tell us about your daughter, Mallory? She had cystic fibrosis. Is that correct?
She has cystic fibrosis, but what I have learned in the past 5 years traveling and speaking about her first book is that what actually killed her was a resistant bacterial infection, and that is called AMR for antimicrobial resistance. And what's happened is that her book and her story and her writing has become relevant to so many more people as we understand that superbugs like MRSA and Pseudomonas and many of the other ones, staph infections are killing millions of people, and we have an urgent global crisis called AMR. My husband worked hard to try to get her Phage Therapy, which at the time was not approved by the FDA and was not available. And since that time, there are now many centers in the country working on Phage Therapy because resistant bacteria is a huge problem. It's also relevant in war. We have these wars that are happening in Israel and Gaza and Ukraine, and there's so many infections that are running rampant. There's a huge problem with resistant bacteria, and we're using her story and her book to draw awareness for that.
And talk a little bit about your segment about the latest treatments for cystic fibrosis, if you would.
Well, there's a drug called Trikafta that people who have cystic fibrosis are now able to get. So for many, many people, it is no longer a death sentence. Unfortunately, for Mallory, she was not able to get it in time, but it's an amazing, amazing drug, and so much research has happened. We're really focusing now on superbugs, resistant bacteria, and Phage Therapy is the treatment that could have potentially saved Mallory's life. And that's what we use the profits from the book and the sale of the movie about her life are going to, because unfortunately, drug companies don't really want to fund antibiotic research because it has a short shelf life and because it becomes resistant quickly. They really want to invest in drugs like Viagra and Lipitor and things that you can take for the rest of your life.